Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome to another psychology video, guys. We're going to talk about the top 3 things that kept me unprofitable as a day trader. And this is really important that we talk about psychology because this is one of the most important things within trading. You know, strategy is cool, being able to understand the market structure is cool, but if you do not have good psychology, it is going to continue to fuck you up, right? So let's talk about the 3 things that kept me unprofitable. And yes, all 3 of these are going to be psychological issues that I had to fix. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. First thing first, peep the weather, y'all. Peep the view. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful weather. You know, get your body right, get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? I may start doing like gym content for fun just to test things out. See what type of audience I can grab and pull into the trading content because a lot of people that go to the gym tend to trade for whatever reason. So it's a good thing. And I also notice a lot of people that used to play Fortnite too trade, so it is what it is. But anyway, number 1 is going to be being impatient. Now, this comes in many factors. This can come in to the intraday of your trading time, right? You being impatient on the chart, right? You being impatient to wait for your setup, to wait for your confirmations. But guys, it gets deep. Like, I have friends, for example, and I look out for them and I feel for them for their situation and I understand why they're doing it, but it's really sad. But like, bro, they're trying to buy accounts every single day before they even have a strategy, and that impatience is the real bad one. Like the small impatience is like, okay, you're supposed to wait for a break of structure at on the 5 minute time frame, but you wait on the 1 minute time frame because you got a little impatient. That happens though, like especially when we try to like use discretion early on. But when it comes to like full on impatience with buying accounts, with skipping major steps that are crucial for you to understand how to day trade and for you to be, successful doing so, bro, that shit sucks. Like you have to be able to be patient, guys. I say the best way to look at it is you will get to the results you want faster the more patient you are. You will get to the results faster the more patient you are. And this is very true because what happens is you're impatient because you want to get there faster. But always remind yourself that you're actually prolonging the days and the months and the weeks it will take for you to get to your dream life. The more you act impatient, the more you, before you even pass 1 account, try to buy 5. Whether you, like, I can't even talk game. What are you doing? Right? And like I said, I have certain friends who are struggling with things like this. So if I see it with people in my life where they're able to talk to me and I'm like, yo, you shouldn't be doing that, and they're still doing it, I know there's definitely people here that will come across this video that maybe haven't had someone like me to say, like, yo, you got to slow things down. And they're probably still doing things like that. So patience is crucial, and being impatient is one of the things that kept me unprofitable. Another thing that kept me unprofitable is not trusting my setup. Okay. This is very different from impatience because this is being patient, but this is not trusting my setup. So, number 1, the rule of thumb is you have to have a back tested setup / strategy, edge, whatever you want to call it. Edge, strategy, setup, they all mean the same thing. It's basically the way you trade, okay? The things you look for, the rules you have, the checklist you may look at every single time you're trading. Cool. You have to be able to trust it. And what I was realizing was I didn't have enough data. I would maybe back test 3 months of data. I maybe back test a week of data, right? So of course, when you have one shaky week, you're going to have a lack of trust. But when you have months and months and months, the way I trade now, it's a little bit of discretion. But guess what? Even with that discretion, it's really not, because that exact way I trade, I literally back tested over 13, 14 months. And still to this day, I still back test here and there just to get even more data on it. Because what that does is give me more and more confidence that my setup works over time. For example, my strategy out of like 13, 14 months, there's maybe like 3 months where it barely performs good. And even still with that month, I could have still probably scraped off 1 payout, right? But then the rest of those months, it's at minimum 2 payouts, guys. This is the trust you have to have in your setup. This is the trust you have to have in your strategy. Now, if you don't even have a strategy that you think is profitable, that the data says is bad, that's another problem in itself. But we're talking about people here that actually have a pretty decent edge or an amazing edge, but they can't seem to follow because they don't trust it. So that will keep you unprofitable. You have to be willing to execute the same thing over and over again, or it's going to continue to fuck you over. This is just the truth. If no one told you this shit, this is the fucking truth. So you have to be willing to just follow it, trust it, and keep on doing it consistently, right? Excuse me. If you don't do it, you're going to get different results. Because another way to think about it, then we'll move on to the third thing, is when you back test, right? No emotion, maybe you just have music on, you chilling, you just back testing, it's easy, right? You're going over weeks of trades, right? In the time of like 10, 15 minutes at a time. When you do that, you're actually trading the same way. Like, there's no way you're back testing not trading the same way. I don't believe that. So you're trading the same exact way, unless you're just trying different things. But like, if you already have your setup and you're like, all right, let's see what my win percentage would be after 3-4 months. Okay, cool. You're back testing the same exact way. So you're getting those results of back testing the same exact way. You guys might see where I'm going with this shit. So when you have a 75% win rate, but guess what? You were back testing the same exact way, but then you get onto the live markets, and by live, I mean like prop firms, funded accounts, evals, whatever. And after 2 losing days, you're already switching up something so minor. Bro, that's affecting your data, gang. Your data is for trading this same way over and over and over. But when you take a few losses and you're like, all right, let me trade like this. It's still similar to this, but let me trade like this. I'm telling you, that's not a 75% win rate. That may be a 62% win rate. That may just be a 72% win rate, but it's a difference. And that difference will show in your win percentage. That difference will show in the results you get on the chart. So you have to be willing to execute the same way every single time. And what does this take? Trust. What does this take? Confidence. So that is the second thing that kept me unprofitable. It was not trusting my edge. Number 3. You guys are actually going to be really confused by this one, but it's really true. And it's watching other influencers / social media. See, I remember when I first got my first payout, what I did was a 30-day challenge of following my rules for 30 days. And simultaneously, while I was doing this 30-day challenge, I told myself to unfollow all creators in terms of trading. So TJR, I had to unfollow all these other creators. On YouTube, every single time I saw them, I scrolled, I hit not interested. I still subscribed, but they didn't pop up anymore because YouTube was understanding I wasn't watching these things. Instagram was understanding I'm literally unfollowing these people. TikTok, same thing, scrolling. What this did for me was it didn't lead me to compare. You guys have to understand that comparison is the thief of joy. When you follow all these trading creators and you constantly are seeing their P&L skyrocket up, maybe you just had 2 L's in a row, but you see TJR smack it for 150,000, bro, you're gonna compare that to yourself and be like, dang, bro, I'm broke. Dang, bro, like I keep losing. This man keeps winning. First of all, you guys are trading 2 different strategies, gang. This is the thing you have to understand, and this is why it's very damaging to follow these creators when you're learning how to trade. Now in the position I am, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I can watch whoever. I can lose today and see someone, smack 40K. Or I could sometimes see a dude lose and I'm over here smacking some myself. But point being is that it doesn't affect me because I'm not even trying to compare. If anything, it's motivation now. And don't cope. Don't say, oh, this is motivation for me now. No, it's not, bro. It's not. Because I'm telling you, on the days you lose, we're not talking about just like learning how to trade. We're talking about you already have your set strategy. You don't need to watch these people no more. But every time you see them going crazy and you're struggling, bro, it's going to do something to you. And it's going to make you want to over leverage. It's going to make you want to be impatient. It's going to make you not want to trust your edge because you're going to say, how is he on a 10-day winning streak? Yet I only won 4 trades out of the last 10. Let's talk about it, y'all. This is something so small but so effective. The moment you just get rid of all of it. Get rid of all of it. Only focus on your journal. Only focus on your P&L. Only focus on your trades. The moment you do that, oh my God, y'all gonna be LARPing, gang. Like, seriously, bro, like, that did so much for me, and I have friends who I've told this to, and they're like, oh, nah, but I see this motivation. Yes and no, you can see this motivation, but like, even watching my stuff, bro, unfollow me, do what you gotta do. I don't care, because if that's going to allow you to become more profitable in the long run, then you have to do that. And then when it's all said and done, you can finally just lay back. I gave my friend a perfect analogy like 2 days ago. I was like, yo, like, when it comes to trading, you have to be able to do things the right way and have those good habits first. And then once you truly get it, you can lay back. I gave him an example of driving. When you first started driving, right? Your driving instructor said 2 hands on the wheel, right? I can't move my other hand, but yeah, 2 hands on the wheel, right? Have your seat up, make sure your mirror's in the right spot, all these different things. But guess what? The moment you got comfortable, what did you start doing? Blasting music, one hand while driving, seat all the way back, trying to look cool in front of the girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you had to do because you understood I'm comfortable now. I trust myself, right? But you don't have that comfortability yet. You don't have that evidence that you can do that yet. So you can't be big headed and have a prideful attitude and say, no, this is just motivation. I could watch these guys. I'm telling you, you have to stop watching them. You have to learn how to do the right things and have those good habits because even it's a good habit to avoid watching those people based off what I just said. Even if you're like, but it still motivates me, it's still a good habit to do so. So you have to be willing to get rid of all that. And you have to be willing to have trust in your edge. And you have to be willing to be patient. And those things will make you profitable. And those 3 things lacking were the reason I was not. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm enjoying this video. I'm enjoying the weather. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys, man. I truly do. And I really don't care if this video gets 1 view, 2, or 5. But if one person can come back from this video and say, you know what, Nell actually just helped my psychology and helped me start getting successful trading results, you made my year, bro. Not even my day, my freaking year, bro. So I love you guys. Stay blessed. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Discord in the description. Instagram in the description as well. Tap into it. You can talk to other traders and grow with the community. But other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Peace.